Hi, my name is Maddison and I'm part of the Gunk YouTube team, and today's video is a Smokey Halo eye with a nice skin base. Basically, I'm just going to give you my tips and tricks on how I created it, and yeah, we would really appreciate if you checked out our YouTube channel for more content like this, and we would just really appreciate the love. So thank you, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Bye! So to begin with, I'm using the Naked Moisturiser by Obs Skincare, and I'm just ensuring that my model's skin is fully moisturised and fully prepped while I do the eyes. Missing this step can lead on to your skin drying out, so ensure that you leave enough time to do this step. So I'm using the Ordinary foundation in the shade 1.1, and I'm using an oval brush just to apply this on the eyelid. This is just create a base for our eyeshadows that we're going to be using. So for my Archie palette by Morphe, I'm using this burnt orange colour, and I'm using a fluffy blending brush just to apply that on the outer corners and inner corners of the eye, and sweeping it over the crease slightly. I'm also getting another clean brush just to ensure that this is going to be blended out nicely, and I'm just doing that same on the other eye. Next, I'm using a shimmery brown shade from the same palette, and I'm just putting that on the outer corners and inner corners of the eye using that same fluffy blending brush. I'm also going to be using another clean brush just to ensure that this colour gets blended out nicely with the orange. And I'm just, as you can see, blending it out, and I'm sweeping it over slightly on the waterline just so it creates this nice U shape, ready for the halo effect that I'm going to be showing in a second. And I'm just going to be doing the same on the other eye as well. Next, I'm just using a straight out black colour from the same palette, and I'm using a slightly smaller brush, and I'm using it just to ensure that I get the correct thickness that I want. So it's important to change your brushes. And I'm just applying this on the inner corners and the outer corners, again using a clean fluffy blending brush, just ensuring that this gets blended out nicely and nicely in with the colours we've already put on the eye. And I'm just doing the same on the other eye as well. Next, I'm using my Festival by Juvia's palette, and I'm using the shimmery gold colour with a wet oval brush. The reason I use wet is just because this is very shimmery and you don't want it to fall out. So just ensure that your brush is wet. And I'm just applying it in the centre of the eyelid where we didn't put any eyeshadow at all. And I'm just going over any darker bits just to ensure that this is blended in nicely with each other. I'm just using the same small brush. As you can see, it really suits my model's eye colour and eye shape, and I was really pleased with the final look. So yeah. Next is brows. So with a curved spoolie, I'm just brushing the brows up, and with the Morphe pomade in the shade of Biscotti, I'm literally using an angled brush, following her natural shape because my model has nice eyebrows already. And I'm following underneath her brow and joining in what I've already done. And I'm just brushing up with that same spoolie just to ensure that these eyebrows just look natural and not blocky at all. So yeah. I'm just doing the same on the other eye as well. Remember, not every eyebrow are the same, so just follow the natural shape and you'll be fine. So I'm just putting some mascara on my model. I'm using another curved spoolie, I find it so much easier to do that. So just on the waterline, I'm using a black pencil to add more definition to this look. You can skip this step if you want to, I just felt like it needed a little bit more. Next, for my base, I'm going to be using the same Ordinary foundation and strobe cream from MAC. I just mixed the two together, and I use a small brush to mix all them up together, and I'm going to apply it onto the base of my model. And next, I'm just using a bigger brush just to blend all this in nicely with each other. And the good thing with this moisturiser, it works so well with all your foundations, all your liquid foundations. So I'm just applying this underneath the eye. I felt like my model didn't need that much concealer, and I just thought we're making this base natural, so we don't need to overdo it. So I'm using a lip and cheek tint by number 7. I felt like it was too pink. Good thing with working with liquid products, you can blend this nicely in with each other and you don't need to worry about it too much. So I corrected myself on there. Next, I'm just using an Ultra Cream Contour Palette by Revolution, just using one of the shades that suits my model's skin tone. And I'm just, as you see, I'm pushing in the product in and blending it up. Next, I'm using the highlighter by MAC. It's called Soft and Gentle. I love this highlighter. So basically, I'm just applying it to the cheeks and the temples. As you can see, my lovely model was modelling in the light for me, just seeing how nice and shiny it made her look. So this shade of lipstick, obviously you can't see it that well. It's Velvet Teddy by MAC. And I thought I'll line the lips first with a brown pencil. Evidently, my model's lips are small, so I wanted to just create the illusion that they looked healthy, so I didn't want to do too much. So I put a brown pencil, I used a brown pencil and outlined the lips. It looks terrible on camera, but honestly, trust this process. I blended this in with that lipstick on a clean brush. And I asked my model to open her lips for me, as I find that easier. And yeah, as you can see, I started blending in the brown pencil with that colour, and it just made a subtle difference. It didn't make a huge difference. It made a subtle difference, which I was going for. So keep that in mind when you are thinking about lipstick and stuff. So I was really happy with the end result. It really suits my model's eyes, and I had so much fun creating it.